Okay, I'm back. I don't know if I'll be able to stitch these together into a single video, or if I'll just upload this in two parts. Either way, you're not going to miss anything. A couple of siege tanks here, sieged up in the back. They can be great against Zerglings because they do that splash damage. If the Zerglings can surround siege tanks, if they're in siege mode, actually Zerglings are quite good against siege tanks, ironically, because siege tanks in siege mode cannot shoot things right next to them. There's a sort of area around the tank that they're not able to fire on. These are not in siege mode. So as it stands, they can shoot absolutely anything and everything, but they do not do splash damage. So defensively, this looks pretty strong. This bunker is loaded up with Marines. Being in a bunker gives them a bit of extra range. Oh, there you go. +1 extra range to the units inside it, and obviously defends them, keeps them alive pretty effectively. These siege tanks pump out a lot of damage. I would not want to be trying to break this with just a handful of Zerglings. You're going to need something slightly heavier duty. Data, in the production tab, doesn't appear to be up to too much. We can see this command center is being converted to a planetary fortress, and planetary fortresses are very tough. I'm beginning to suspect that Data doesn't actually know where his opponent is based. Is that possible? It is. I'm not sure he knows that. Most 1v1 maps, your opponent is always diagonally opposite you on the map. Generally, some 1v1 maps there is more than one location where your opponent can be, but generally opposite spawns, and I think all of the maps in our map pool are all diagonally opposite spawns. But if you have not played much, you might not know that. In the Zerg base, a few idle workers. There is a large chunk of Zerglings here. Let's just look at the army supply. It's actually very even, but Zerglings, they're good units and they're very useful units, but they are quite squishy, and this Terran army is beginning to look pretty strong. The medevac adds just so much value to these Marines. This map has these destructible rocks. If you want to walk through here, you can just shoot these rocks down. It does take a while. They've got 2,000 health, and they are in fact armored as well. So you do have to work at them quite a bit. I do like these lings sort of controlling the map, running about the place, but I think they are not going to see this coming. So this could get interesting if these lings go into the Terran base here. They could get a huge amount done. They would kill all of this pretty quickly. But we'll see what's about to happen here. The Terran so far hasn't stepped onto creep, and the Zerg is not aware of this force. Production tab has gone quiet for Goose, and so we're seeing a lot of money, a lot of minerals and gas piling up. Meanwhile, this attack isn't going to do so well. Zerglings are not great against a planetary fortress, because the planetary fortress does so much splash damage that it will mop these up. In a straight up fight like that, lings just aren't going to do well. The better move here would have been to roll the lings straight past into here, into the juicy underside of the Terran where there is no defense. That unfortunately does mean that there's now simply no army left for the Zerg at home to defend this, and I fear this is going to be the end for Data. I don't see that he is going to be able to build enough units to see this off. The Roach Warren unfortunately is gone, and Roaches actually would have added a lot of value to his army and given him a chance. But as it stood, a little harsh there. Both players had substantial mineral banks. Neither was really spending their money very effectively. The army supply was quite even, although admittedly the Terran's army was a much higher tech setup with the medevacs, with the medevac and the siege tanks. So it was the better army, but nevertheless, Goose, hadn't simply built nothing. He did have a whole bunch of units, and used correctly, those units could have been very effective. He certainly had enough to wrap around all of this stuff, and that is very much the strength of Zerglings, that they just get absolutely everywhere and divide your opponent's fire and all of those types of things. Anyway, GG.